South Sudan has restarted oil production after agreeing with Sudan to resume cross-border flows last month, ending a row over transit fees which brought the African neighbors close to war. Landlocked South Sudan shut down its oil production in January 2012 after failing to agree with Khartoum over oil fees, throwing both nations into turmoil. After months of negotiations, Sudan and South Sudan agreed last month to resume oil production. Sudan state news agency SUNA reports that South Sudan will produce between 150,000 barrels per day and 200,000 barrels per day initially. Previously, the country produced 350,000 barrels a day. The first cargo is expected to reach Port Sudan at the end of May, 2 weeks later than initially expected. South Sudan Oil Ministry said last month that oil companies in the south had been ordered to restart production, which was expected to take 2 to 3 weeks. The oil shutdown threw both countries into economic and political turmoil. The new nation, which seceded from Sudan in 2011, needs to export its oil through Sudanese pipelines and the Red Sea port of Port Sudan. Before halting production, oil made up 98% of state revenues in one of the world's least developed countries. On its part, Sudan relied on the transit fees as a major source of revenue after the country lost three-quarters of oil production when the south seceded. Khartoum and other cities have witnessed anti-government protests after veteran President Omar Hassan al-Bashir was forced to launch austerity measures last summer. Sudan's finance ministry says the country hopes to collect up to $1.2 billion in transit fees in 2013.